Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing good. My name is Umpile and welcome to the Aspiring Successful Trading YouTube channel, right? So today it's going to be a very simple video. I'll be doing a trade recap on the trades that I took in the past few weeks. Mainly it's going to be a couple of winners that I took, which was mainly NJ, the chef, JPY, as well as a couple of trades on UKOIL. So yeah, stay tuned and yeah, let's finish this video, man. And do hit the like button and comment if you value this content, and yeah, subscribe nevertheless. Thank you. All right, so a couple of trades I took for the week. So I'm just gonna start with UQL real quick, right? I don't want to take much of your time. Yeah, man, look at this from a higher time frame perspective. Basically, I took 3 trades. If I can remove everything like this, you're gonna see something here. I took 3 trades on this. Yeah, on this. Is it a CFD? Whatever, yeah. Your Brent crude oil, right? So look at this. From a higher time frame perspective, look at how we were set. I remember we were still set at D series, but we more like had this kind of PA, right? So that was my whole understanding about this one. Looking for the longs, I remember, and looking at the fact that we've been more in this, impulse correction impulse, right? So obviously, you know, with how fundamentals are looking, yeah, your wars and everything, man, it's crazy business. So nevertheless, I was looking at this, your UKR. We had this beautiful 1 2 3 in this sense, beautiful stuff, you know and I realized that, okay, the start of the week I was looking for the push high continuation to give us the further longs, right? And what happened, we got this 1 2 3 finishing move. This was more of your 3 touch structure, right? And when I went lower, you could see something here. You are going to see something here. You take this trend line, you put it about there, you're going to see, okay, we have the continuation. And what happens, we got this follow through, and I took this continuation here, right? Whereby I was putting more emphasis at this big end here, just to see the behavior, how price is gonna form, type of thing, right? And let me just show you real quick, which is how this is how I took it, right? So I was looking at this, I anticipated that, oh, this could be a thing of its own like this, and possibly price could push down, right? Looking at the fact that we are more like responding towards this area point here, right? And guess what happened? We got this, and we got the further continuation within. And when I went back on the hourly, it made sense to now start to look at this as more of your reduced risk type of entry, which is what I took here. Now, let me see the short position, which is how I took the trade, like that, right? After this aggressive hourly retrace, right? And nevertheless, my stops were slightly above. I didn't see a possibility of price coming back and possibly, yeah, I get you, but you didn't have more like your nice first touch and whatever, right? So that's how I took the trade. More of an RRE, looking to manage down a D series, and look at what happened. So basically in this one, I could have walked out. What am I doing? I could have walked out with about 1%, but the thing about it was I was more too lenient with the whole idea, thinking that, oh yeah, now this could, furthermore drop, as this now was your nice impulse correction, and this impulse gets to be what? Gets to be built in the sense, right? So that was my case. I was looking for us to come tap into the 90% of this structure around here. So that's how I took the trade. And the next trade, which was the following day here, I could remove it real quick. You're gonna see something here, right? So the next trade, I noticed that, oh, we're actually trading right at the beginning of this previous structure here, right? And we got the push down, and I noticed Right now, we now starting to develop into this beautiful 1 2 3 type of structure, right? It was more visible when you went on the 15 because you had more of your smaller a minor inflection that also made sense of price. Right? Let me just quickly show you here, or you're gonna see it here, right? You have your nice beautiful touches there, right? And you have this inflection here, beautiful stuff. If you could pay attention to it, look at this. You have this inflection 1 2 3 leading to that price action, leading to this area. Your 1 2 3 beautiful price action, right? And how I took it, I took it on the hourly. Took it on the hourly after this aggressive retrace here. Yeah, hourly after this aggressive retrace. Looking at the fact that already we have responded with a doji at about these areas. So now what could happen? We actually might get the short, right? And yeah, man, nothing really much that I did here. At peak, I was running over close to 1%. We didn't hit the 1%, so I didn't interfere with the trade, and it became a loss, right? And the next trade was this one here. The next trade was it happened. This one happened on Wednesday, and this one occurred on Friday, right? And I remember this was how price was looking. Let me just remove everything, right? I noticed that, so now what are we forming? We're actually forming more of your, head and shoulders kind of setup, right? Whereby now we got the larger V type here, you know, with this being a piece of accumulation, we failed tapping into these areas. And guess what? We got the push down continuation there. Beautiful stuff, right? So when you go lower, because I took it on the 15 as a two-touch structure, is right about here. So it's more like the very same day as the previous trade that I took. We had a minor, more of a footprint, but it's not even, one would not consider it as a continuation. But I noticed this is more of your two-touch kind of play like this, right? Beautiful price action here. And what did I do? I looked at this one and I was okay. I remember I took it right on the follow through candle here on the 15th, right about there, which is how I took the trade. I think I still have my order here, right? Oh yeah, I just took it right about there. After this follow through candle closed, this was more of my green light, and obviously I remember when this candle opened, it was running around here, and that's where I took the trade. And my stops were slightly above. I almost got tagged out by this wick there, but yeah. Nevertheless, on this one, it went for real. It went for to at peak over like 19% kind of trade, right? Because also we had your thingy, your President Donald Trump was doing. I don't know. There was something that was happening on Friday, right? On the thingy on the 17th of April around 2 p.m. Around New York session. So that was, I don't know what was happening, but yeah, and there wasn't any fundamentals like your CPI, NFP type of thing. So yeah, at peak it was, this trade at peak could have ran over 19%. The crazy part is I walked out about here or over like about 3%, because I remember on my broker my stops were a bit large, just a bit larger, right? And I think I walked out for about 3%. You're going to see in the screenshot, right? Due to me being on drawdown, right? So that was the case. And nevertheless, let me see something. I think that there was a trade here yesterday that I actually avoided because I was already in the trade. Let me show you real quick this trade here. I actually avoided it right now because I was already in the trade by then, right? So how did we look? Look at this. We had the beautiful double bottom there. We got the push high, continuation push high. You could see what the sequence, small accumulation push high. That there you could see You know, it was more of your high end risk, looking at the fact that we set at this high, but you could see you do not have any green light that, oh, you actually might be turning around. But those are the areas where you actually look for proper developments of a continuation. I didn't like this wick there because it made the structure look more messier, right? Which was why I avoided the trade. But otherwise, yeah, man. So the next trade, Chef Yen, I took it this week on Monday. It was my first trade for the week, and same thing here. From a daily time frame perspective, you are going to see something here, right? Look at this. We set at the highs. That's the thing. This was your first double bottom, double top. I meant to say, you know, you got this push down, taking out these areas. Your aggressive sell-off momentum kind of whole idea. And guess what? We came back, right? But the thing about it, we literally left the gap, not the gap, but we did not take out this area, right? Which was small gap, nyana. So that was the case. I was looking for price to okay, just to see what's gonna happen, right? Because already look at this impulse and look at how corrective we were pushing down and how this became more of your impulse continue momentum, right? And guess what happened here? We more like slightly left the gap, and guess what we did? When you go on the 4 hour, what happened? We more like accumulated in the sense, in a manner of a 1, 2, 3 kind of price action. So this whole idea to look for longs from this continuation, it's a momentum play, right? I'm playing a momentum. We did not more like accumulate enough to further distribute the way this leg did, right? So normally after this aggressive impulse, you'd normally look for something larger to do it to further distribute further as the impulse, right? And guess what? What happened? I was paying attention to the sequence as well, how we took out this area. There, this was the big end, and tapping this continuation tapped the big end of that, and yeah. So I more like look for for an insurance entry here because this structure was more of your higher end risk to look to take it. Understand? It was more of a momentum play, which momentum plays you'd normally take them when you are up for the month type of thing, right? So um this was the 15. I took it on the 15 right about here. I realized there was some early Monday play, you know, how we responded from the touch, more of your V type kind of play, more of your V type kind of continuation here. We got this aggressive push high, and guess what? I looked at this beautiful continuation here. Right, the thing I like about this one is your symbol 1, 2, 3, right? And this became a piece of structure on its own. And guess how I took it? I took it right on the break of the structure, like that, right? That's how I took the trade. I took it right on the break of the structure. And when you go on the 1 hour, I held this trade for 3%, which was my target to this high, right? Simple trade for me. The next trade symbol as well. NJ, more like the very same thing type of thing, but you're gonna see something here. NJ, right? You could see from a daily time frame perspective, we are within this whole kind of box. I'd consider 1, 2, 3, stepping into these inflections, right? Our targets are those highs, right? So look at this. When you come on the 4 hour, you could see we got the aggressive follow through there. We got the aggressive follow through, and guess what? I remember we are taking out these areas, right? We were trailing above around there, right? And I remember the start of the week we were looking for price. Nah, you're gonna see it more proper on the hourly. Yeah, I remember for the start of the week, I remember we were looking for price to give us the 10 at around these areas. And I remember what happened. We got the gap, right? And price opened, tapping into these minor inflections, which was also a good, a good positive to have in mind, right? Right about there. And guess what? We also, you know, corrected and we distributed, which is how I took the trade, right? I'm just going to show you real quick how I took the trade. So I noticed I more like placed emphasis on pattern separation, right? How we got the pushback inside structure, and guess what? We more like formed this head and shoulder kind of price action, right? With this being your 1, 2, 3 kind of structure, one, two, three kind of structure. I was looking for a proper continuation. And guess what? We got this push high, and this was your nice bit of accumulation there of a continuation. So I looked at this as more of your reduced risk type of entry here, right? Let me just highlight it in the scene. And yeah, man, you can just put it however you like it. And I took it right on the break of the structure, right? I remember I took it right after an aggressive 5-minute candle close. Yeah, about there. Yeah, I took it right there, and my stop was slightly just below this wick, tip of this wick, right? And when you go back on the 15, I held this trade overnight. I remember, my account is swap free, so I would have gotten tagged out if my account was not swap free. I would have surely gotten tagged out by swaps. So I survived, and yeah, man, trade went to hit TP, right? 3%. So yeah, a slight recovery on my account. So we're just gonna see what's really gonna happen. So yeah, man. Nevertheless, I think that is it. I think that's it. Those are the trades that I took for this week. Not for this week. UKOIL I took those trades last week. But those are the two trades that, yeah, made me profitable for the week. Nothing much. And as well as for the month I'm up. And we're just gonna see what's really gonna happen, right? More focus on the process, the plan. Yeah, man, really nothing much about it. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content. I'll keep on keeping myself accountable by sharing these trade recaps over and over again, right? And yeah, man, see you on the next video.